be the craziest immigration live Q&A anyone will ever do. So this has been one of those amazingly just difficult days in the Holthe family. I've got my son Adam, who is planning on heading down on Sunday to go to school down in Idaho, and then a whole bunch of things came up that we hadn't even thought about that we had to do to get ready to go take him down there. And so, let alone everything with the vaccines and the the COVID tests. So I apologize. I had meant to go shortly after 10 o'clock to do this live, but then we had a bunch of other things. We'd committed to shovel some walks, some driveways, shovel the snow from some driveways for a few of the a few families that we'd been asked to do it for, and so we had to do that. Then we had to call around because Adam needed a TB test, we thought, to go to school in Idaho, which we never even considered. And then on top of that, the vehicle that we're taking down doesn't have him as an insured on the driver. So there you go. That is what's been going on, the crazy world of the Holthe family today. And that's why everything has been kind of turned upside down. I'm going live here using my data, but hey, it is what it is. It's going to be a little bit shorter. I will try to do the very best that I can to kind of follow the live chat. Those who are tuning in on Facebook are not going to see this because it's unfortunately I can't go to both and live stream to both of them. So those of you who've been patient and waiting, I will do my best to get to the questions and the comments that you have. And I have never really done this on my phone, so bear with me when we as I'm trying to view the messages and things that people are posting. So, all right, so let's see if I can actually see some of this. So we've got Hardik who says, Happy New Year. Vishvesh, good to see you as well. And then we've, and it looks like these dumb things disappear the moment I pull them up. So, oh my goodness. I don't know how I'm going to do this, you guys. We'll do the best we can and see if I can keep them going live. Okay, and if I forget yours or I miss your comment, just bear with me here. Oh, I'm dropping my son's driver's license here. Okay, so my son is driving and we're headed out to go ice fishing with my brother, and it is super cold here. I think actually it's warmed up quite a bit. It was like almost minus 30 when we started the morning, and now it's just about 11:11 here. Mountain time, and it looks like the temperature is about minus 22, so that's not so bad. That should make it for a little better day. Okay, so Deekshaw says FSW draw update. No updates that I can provide right now. The reality is immigration, I think we're all kind of keeping our fingers crossed that there's going to be something here in January. So I'm still holding out that in January that we'll see another draw come through, and we'll keep our fingers crossed. So that's all that I can do in terms of updating. Let's see here. Arden, you're very welcome. And I can't pull the comments on the screen, so bear with me as I go through this. This is pretty shaky, and well, whatever. we're doing the best we can. Okay, so let's see who else we have here. Let's see. Gina says that they got their best Christmas gift, a Coper, December 20th, and you're right, we don't need to choose between bridge or work permit. Thanks for saving us. Could not succeed without your DIY weekly Q&A and consult. Hey, that is awesome, Gina. I am so happy for you. I know so many people are just so stressed about everything, and I don't blame you. The reality is, when you don't get a lot of communication from immigration, you can't help but think the worst, right? So that's wonderful news. Okay, Amir says, hey, Mark, there is a surge in re-medical requests. Yep. From 2019-2020 from IRCC. You can see it in all forms. What does it mean? It means they're processing applications, guys, just like I said that they were working on. And so that's why they're getting all these requests, because they're pushing forward with the processing of all of the federal skilled worker applications that have been stalled out. And that was money has been allocated towards it. Additional resources have been allocated towards it. So all of you who've been sitting for so long, this is exactly what's happening. So thanks for pointing that out, Amir. It means good news ahead, and it means that there's going to be new draws that are going to be coming, because they're now finally starting to work through all of those draws that were that were halted, and well, so all of those applications, I should say, that they're starting to work through them, so now they can start doing more draws. Okay, let's see here. Who's next? Ralph. Thanks, my friend. Ralph says, a true Canadian immigration fan watching. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see who else we have here. Naranjan says, can we show 10 days old fixed deposit as a proof of funds in SDS one-year study program? That, when it comes to study permits, the rules are always shifting, and that's not something that I can really say yes or no to. The reality is, when it comes to funds, you want to make sure that those funds are fully liquid. And so whenever you're providing evidence of them, and remember, the student direct stream, the funds that you are going to be providing have to be in one of those designated institutions. And so you have to have the funds in there if you're going to participate through the student direct stream. So can you use a fixed deposit? That's, I wouldn't. I would follow the specific instructions that immigration has provided. Okay, and if I miss your questions, please bear with me, because this is a whole new world here, trying to watch as well as scroll through them. So understand, I will miss some comments, so bear with me. Okay, Rabia says, hey Mark, happy holidays. My study permit has yet to arrive, but school will start shortly. Is there anything I can do to prove to the government that I didn't study before my study permit arrived? Well, unless there's a reason for you to have to prove that, you don't have to prove something unless immigration asks for it. And they're really, if you're in Canada and you're waiting for your study permit and it hasn't arrived, well, the reality is the only time you're going to have to prove that is if some officer at a border or some enforcement officer is alleging that you did. And so I wouldn't stress too much about it. Just keep your fingers crossed, Rabia, that study permit is gonna come in. Okay, so hang in there. All right, let's see what we've got here. So like I said, bear with me. The comments disappear on me, and so it's not easy for me to find them. So, excuse me. Boy, some super sneezing going on here. All right, Adam's driving here. Hey, do you know where you're going?
To Glenwood.
Okay. Wasn't sure. We could have gone kind of out that way too. All right, let's see who's next. Okay, let's see. Ram says he's doing great in Canada. Happy New Year to you, Diksha. Let's see here. Okay, now we're back on track. Tanya says Happy New Year. Okay, AOR January 2021. Tell if I can expect PPR till June. I think you guys that have applications pending have got a really good shot at seeing your applications starting to be processed in the time that immigration was always shooting for, which was 6 months. So I think you got a good shot at that. Okay, let's see who else we have here. We've got Mohammed. He's been living in the UAE for 4 years and will renew his visa in 2 years. Should he inform IRCC? He's post AOR. If you're staying put and you're not changing, you're not moving, the residence doesn't change, your address doesn't change, what you're doing doesn't change, then there's no need to advise them about updating your UAE visa. That's not something we typically worry too much about. Okay, Ankit says, will there be a CEC draw? Maybe, my friend, maybe. We'll just have to see. I think there's a good shot of that. Okay, and then Wojcik says, we finally got ITA in the last PNP draw of the year. Thanks, Mark, for your course. That is awesome. I love that. Oh, that makes me so happy. That is fantastic that you got that ITA. I've been doing a bunch of reviews for people that have been doing have been getting those PNP nominations, and and then to get an ITA through the PNP, well, those are the only ones that are available right now, right, you guys? So congratulations, that's awesome. Okay, let's see who's next. Hardik says, sir, please explain what is the procedure and how the embassy processes on paper-based self-employed person program. Hardik, it is going at a snail's pace. And as far as how they do it, it's old school. So the paper application goes in, It's assigned to an officer, they open it up, and they start looking at it. If the visa office is not operating with a full complement of officers, then the reality is applications are being slowed. And when you look at the processing times, the last time I looked at it for self-employed, it's over 36 months. So don't expect anything happening anytime soon. Okay, Johnson says, is the security and criminality check done simultaneously? I asked about my app status. IRCC said it's conducting additional verification, criminality in progress, no bring forward date. What does it mean? Johnson, those, the criminality and security are not done simultaneously. The criminality is basically looking at your police certificates and seeing if there's anything on them, confirming that you've got the police certificates, they're all valid. And then the security is the background checks to make sure that you're not an Al-Qaeda warrior, essentially, and to make sure there isn't anything that you're on any security watch lists or things like that. So, okay, all right. Okay, Wojcik says, by the mistake, we have submitted proof of medical exam appointment where we do not need one till they will request, as we live outside Canada. I've sent a web form with letter of explanation. Yeah, that's not a problem. Just keep them updated and you'll be just fine. Okay, let's see here. We've got lots of... Okay, Ahmed says, hey, Mark, I got a medical pass and confirmation for receiving additional documents that I got AOR always before holidays, and when I called IRCC, they said I passed the first part of background. Okay, that's great. I think there's probably more. Do you think, will I get my PR before I go for holiday again? Well, if you say PR before the end of this holiday season, I think it's unlikely. Before the next holiday season, well, that's a year away. And I think hopefully yes is the answer to that one. Okay, let's see who's next here. Okay, Johnson's posted like 5,000 times here, so we'll skip through him. Okay, Happy New Year, Mark. AWAR, Tanya says January 2021. Yeah, can I expect a passport request up to June 2022? Tired of my life being stuck. Completely understand that, Tanya. And I think you've got a good shot. You've seen what's happening. People are getting the medical request. Things are moving forward. So, yes. All right. Okay, Grav says my visa application file is retrieving under temporary residence, international experience Canada, but we applied under study spouse open work permit. Will it affect our file? Should we ask RC to correct it? Yeah, if there's a mistake and it's going through the wrong program, then yeah, you definitely want to deal with that. Okay, and Johnson is posted about 5,000 times. You can stop now. That's great. Okay, Arden, I wanted to ask if there are any benefits of having dual professions while applying. I am currently a senior financial manager with an NC, but I'm also a self-published author. Well, it just depends on what program you're going through. You know, at the end of the day, you're only choosing one knock. When you are applying through Express Entry or any of those other routes, sometimes those notifications of interest often they will come based on your occupation. So you're going to pick the one that is likely or gives you the best shot at potentially getting one of those notifications of interest. But after that, when it comes, when you're not considering the provinces, the reality is, as long as it's a skilled occupation, immigration treats you the same, whether you're a food service supervisor or a rocket scientist. Express Entry doesn't distinguish after you've cleared the fact that you are indeed working in a skill level 0A or B. Okay, let's see. Next here, Mady says, hey, Mark, do you think IRCC will resume FSW draws in 2022? I think absolutely they will. Chev, let's see here. It's really hard to see the names. Shavik here says AOR December 2019. Remedical done last month. FSW Outland, when can we expect PPR? I think you've got a really, really good shot in the next couple months with what they're doing right now. I agree. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Okay. Issa2 says, hey, Mark, I got my PR in September, and I start college in November, and I just submitted to spousal sponsorship December 25th. I'm not working at the moment. Will that affect my sponsorship? Well, you have an obligation to demonstrate that you can support that spouse. Now, there isn't a low-income cutoff like there is for parents and grandparents, but at the same time, you have to be able to demonstrate that you can financially support that spouse. Okay, Yadwinder, how are you? Good to see you, my friend. He says, how's the weather, mate, in Lethbridge? Well, it's minus 24 degrees, and Adam and I right here, we are headed off to do some ice fishing with my brother and my nephew. So it's going to be lots of fun. Okay, let's see here. We'll try to get down to the right spot. Okay. Shovik says ITA December 29th through medical. Okay, I think I've got that one already. I think we're good, you guys, with reposting over and over. That's maybe if I've answered, you're probably good. Okay, there's a lot of duplication here of comments. Okay, Arden says, good morning. I wanted to ask if there are any benefits of having, okay, I've covered that dual profession. We've covered that one already. Let's see here. I'm just scrolling through these, you guys, to try to get up to speed now. We've got lots of duplication. I'm not sure why that's happening. Maybe you guys are doing it on purpose. I don't know. But, okay, Papa says, hey, Mark, I didn't got the bachelor's results while applying for a student visa. I got the visa and degree after I got my visa. Is it going to misrepresentation if I apply bachelor's while applying PR? Okay, you need to... if you're applying for permanent residence, obviously you need to have your actual credentials. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure what to say there, Papa. Let's see, is it going to be misrep? You have to be honest in all of your applications. And if you've said that you have something and you don't yet have it, well, that can be a problem. Yes, it can. Sometimes if things are delayed or I don't yet have something, and the PR isn't resting on that actual having that bachelor's degree or proof of it, then I just explain in letters of explanation. But you guys know, and for the purposes of express entry or for one of the other programs, you know, having that graduation is an important part of it, especially for the TR to PR pathway. All right, let's see what else we've got here. We're going to go a little bit longer. This one's a little bit shorter, just because of the situation. So doing this on the spot. All right, Johnson, I'm going to answer this one, even though you freaking posted a ton of comments and it was driving me crazy. I will answer this one. He says, okay, thank you. So what does IRCC mean by additional verification? It means that the standard checks they do are not good enough. And depending on the country that you're coming from, depending upon what they've discovered or the searches that they've done or the lack of information that they're getting through the traditional channels they go through, well, ultimately that can lead to then having to do further investigation, referring it to another officer to do more searching that isn't typically required for the average person. So that's usually what it is. Johnson, if you've got some significant issues here that are kind of boiling in the background, then I recommend you book a consult. So head over to holthylaw.com and book a consult. Okay, let's see what we've got here. And I might be going through a little dip, as you can see as we drive here. There's lots of snow out there, and so we're going through a little river bottom here, so hopefully I don't lose you guys, but we'll keep working at it. Okay, let's see what else we have. Who's next? Wow, lots of duplication. Okay, Simply Majestic says, how cold is it there? Oh, look at this. I don't know if you can see that now. Let's see. That there was saying minus 27. So apparently it's just gotten 3 degrees colder now that we're driving. So, man, see if I can reconnect. Okay, I don't know if you guys were hanging in there long enough. We had a long drive through that river bottom, and so hopefully you guys stuck it out. I think I must have lost a few people. Looks like we've got, just a few on here. So I'm going to keep answering questions, and as I have, it looks like it's reconnected to the same feed. But this stretch here, if you guys look as I'm driving here, you can see that there is nothing but wide open prairie and a highway in front of us. And so, so when it comes to trying to keep the feed going, I don't know what the reception's going to be like here, so just hang in there, guys. Okay, let's see here. We're gonna try to get back. I think I'm kind of back to the spot. Okay. All right. So Abdi says, any discounts on your consultations? Heck no, my friend. Those days are long gone. The reality is the time that I have is so precious. And we figured out a way to make those consults just awesome so that they're so effective. And the price that we charge for those consults, whether it's myself, Alicia, Susan, or Chanel, is 100% in line with the value that you guys get back. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay, and if I skip through people, like Tosin says, you haven't answered me, please. Well, understand, I'm not going to be able to hit everybody, and I know that I'm missing some, but I'm doing the best I can. Boy, and I still have this sneeze that's going crazy. Okay, let's see what else we can pick up here in this crazy live Q&A. Okay, and understand, like I said, that the reception here is not spectacular. Okay, Mars from Ethiopia, that's great. And understand there are so many questions that are coming through here, so bear with me. Okay, I'll answer this one again. Oh, check this out. That's what happens when you have blowing snow and you have a big tractor trailer unit in front of you on the highway and you're trying to drive. You get this whiteout situation. Those of you who have driven, I'm gonna pull this down a little bit here, it's so bright. Those of you who have driven in Canada know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's really hard to stay on top of who's posting the comments. Okay, I'll answer this one again. So, okay, so Shavik says that the ITA was December 2019. He said that he couldn't hear me, that my voice broke up. So ITA December 2019. The remedical was done last month, okay, November 2021. Biometrics done already. He's an FSW Outland. All right, guys, it looks like this area here that I'm doing these, the live streams, is just not going to allow enough speed to continue doing the live. So unfortunately, this one is a little bit of a rough and tumble approach to the live Q&A. If I have reception over where we're fishing, I may just connect in and do a little bit more. But unfortunately, I think the stream is just too unstable. So I apologize for that, but we'll be back next week for another Q&A. Alicia, I think, is also away tomorrow. We'll see. So I apologize for that. But yeah, anyways, I want to wish everybody a very happy New Year. And yeah, and a Merry Christmas, a late Merry Christmas. I hope that it's been great for all of you. You know, it's possible that the connection may be fine, but here's the thing, here's the deal, okay? If the connection drops again, then I'll just end the live stream. I'll see if we can go a little bit more here, and I'll answer a few more questions if the reception is good. But if we drop the feed again, guys, then I'll just end it so that I'm not, you know, making all of you guys wait, wondering, you know, why I'm not answering your question and why my face is frozen. Okay, so let's go back and I'll see if I can get a couple more here. It's really hard to see the comments, so bear with me here. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see here. I wonder if I can make this. No, that's as bright as it'll go. Okay, I'll answer a couple more here. Papa says, Mark, do you think TR to PR will be coming back next year? I think it's really unlikely that we're going to see it in the same form that we have this year. So for international students, essential workers, I don't think we're going to see that again, but they have talked about doing something for possibly refugee claimants or things like that, but we're just not sure, for, you know, not 100% certain. Wojcik says, do you think that processing times for new applications will go down? I do. I absolutely do, because they've attributed millions of dollars to dealing with the processing. Let's see who else we have here. Okay, timeline for Spousal open work permits from India. Just go to the IRCC processing processing times, Google it, and that's the closest thing that you can work off of for processing times. Go for the work permits for India and go off of that. And yes, Matey, I do think IRCC will resume FSUs. Let's see here. Hey, how good is St. College coming in September 2022, says Moodit. Well, I can tell you that St. College was my nemesis when I played volleyball at Lethbridge College. And so when I went to college, before I went to university, I played men's volleyball, and we would go up to St. and play them, and we had lots of battles, but we always beat them. So St., as far as a school, yeah, it's a good school. I like St. Okay, Mark got the Rona. Okay, that's great. Okay, Ramus says, hey Mark, just wanted to ask, is there any law to stay minimum 2 years in the province which nominated? No, there isn't. The way immigration treats those expectations for living in the province can't be any more than what the Charter of Rights and Freedoms restricts. And people have freedom of mobility, you guys. They do. They have the ability to move amongst provinces. But I've told you this, and I'll say it over and over. Sorry, it's a little bit of a bumpy road here. Boy, wow, it's lots of snow, super cold. Now we're seeing minus 23 on the gauge. Oh my goodness, this weather is all over the place. I hope it sure continues to warm up. But basically, as I've told you guys before, if a province has enough faith in giving you a nomination, then I would hope that you would honor that by doing everything you could to make it work in that province for you and your family. All right, let's see here. Got lots of weird reflection on my screen here, so I apologize. Okay, Samantha says, hey, any remote job offers in your firm? I don't live in Canada. I'm highly professional and would love to work with you. Any vacancies? Samantha, right at this stage, we're not looking for anyone. We just hired a new intake specialist, but I am actively hiring new lawyers. And as we hire new lawyers, we're definitely going to be looking to retain more administrative support to help the lawyers work directly. And I think all of you guys know that we're not like a traditional firm, Holthe Immigration Law. We're not. We work directly, the immigration lawyers, with the clients, and then we have intake specialists who help to set things up so that to help